Hello everybody, welcome to the start of a new vlog. I hope you've had an incredible summer because it's been about 2 months since I've last posted a video. Summer is busy season at my job, so it's harder to post vlogs, and then also new motherhood, yada yada, you guys know the story. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Andrew and I are headed on, let's just say, a very fun but potentially weird to you excursion. Okay.
The heart wants what it wants.
It certainly does, and this heart wants Sonic. I love Sonic. It's like one of my favorite food chains.
Garbage food.
Yes, but it's delicious.
Raccoons would pass it up.
Oh no! Crowley's offended at your assessment of Sonic. Anyway, there is no Sonic in New York City. There has not been a Sonic in New York City. They're in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, but they're not in New York City. And often, like when we go tubing in Pennsylvania on the, is it the Delaware River?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Delaware River, we'll like stop at a Sonic, and like anytime there's like an opportunity for me to go to a Sonic, when I visit my parents or my sister in Tennessee, I'll go to Sonic. Sonic and Taco Bell, those are my top 2 fast foods. I don't really eat fast food. Hardly ever, but I make exceptions for those 2 because
I think you just hold on to Sonic out of nostalgia.
No, Sonic is good. You take that back. Cherry limeades, their corn dogs, it's all delicious.
Sorry, Taco Bell is far superior to Sonic.
Well, if I had the choice, I would go to Taco Bell over Sonic. But yeah, anyway, so they just opened a Sonic in Brooklyn, and Andrew realized this, and so he's like surprised we were gonna like take a walk to Sonic to go get some stuff. I have no idea what, so I'm excited about it. We're just taking a nice little leisurely walk through Prospect Park. We have Crowley with us. I'm wearing, this is actually the maiden voyage of a top that I recently finished. No drive-up car hops, but a Sonic nonetheless. We are back from Sonic. I got the most important of the goods, which is of course a cherry limeade. So delicious. Anyway, I am in the sewing room right now, and I am in the middle of working on a skirt project. If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably are up to date with the projects I've been doing. YouTube, as you know, is by far my favorite platform, but it's just the editing that takes so long. It's just so much easier to fire off stories on Instagram and not have to do like the whole editing task of it. I should look into like how much it would cost to hire an editor of my videos, but it's almost like such a personal thing to do, to like hand over this footage of my life to somebody else to then compile a vlog with it. Like, would they edit it the same way I would? Maybe they would do it better. I don't know. It's just like a weird thing, but I should look into it potentially. Wait, maybe it's like not as expensive as I'm imagining it would be. Anyway, I am a much more rounded individual on YouTube because I share more aspects of my life here, whereas I contain it mostly just to crafts over on Instagram. So speaking of crafts, as I mentioned, we are in the craft room. So I thought maybe I would update you on some projects that I've been working on this summer. My #1 series, if you will, was I've been working on what I call the Summer of Cute Tops. And I'm sorry if I mentioned anything that I'm showing you in previous videos, but I cannot remember what the last thing was that I was showing you or talking to you about, so you might get some repeat information here. But the Summer of Cute Tops, basically I just realized that I'm wearing a lot more separates these days, jeans and some sort of top, but I don't have a lot of like cute tops to wear in my wardrobe. It's all like just striped t-shirts or, you know, stuff like that. It's nothing that's really like this, like a cute, different sort of top. And so I set out to make these really cute tops to put in my wardrobe, and it has been so successful. I cannot even tell you, like, they're always in the wash. I wear them constantly. So far I've made 4, I think. I've made a corset, which It's so beautiful and it fits so well when I made it, but it was one of the first projects that I made postpartum, and I didn't do a lace-up back on it because I feel like a lace-up corset is maybe a bit too costumey, whereas I like the look, but the lace-up aspect just felt too costumey. I am really regretting it now because I was like 4 months postpartum when I started that project, and my weight has drastically changed since then. So I had such a perfect fit on it when I made it, and now it's like, yeah, it's not good as good anymore. It kind of sucks compared to like all of the effort I put into it, and it's not something, unfortunately, that's like fixable at this stage, so that's a bummer. So I'm gonna wear it. I'm still gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it as much as I possibly can before it just like doesn't look good anymore. But yeah, so I made a corset. I made a tank top. I'll put in pictures of the stuff I made here so you can see. I've been on a real like block print kick, as you can see from this top here. I think that they're just so beautiful, and Blackbird Fabrics has been stocking the most gorgeous block print fabrics that are hand block printed in India, and they're so gorgeous, so gorgeous. I love them. I made a really gorgeous tank top out of some fabric that my friend Grace destashed to me ages ago, and I've been waiting for the perfect project to use it, but the scraps or remnants that she gave me were in kind of like an awkward size and shape, so it just took a while to find the perfect project, but I think that I did. I absolutely love this top, so that was another one. I made this one, as you can see, it's a block print. Both of these are block prints from Blackbird Fabrics. I have this stripe on the top and then this floral on the bottom. This is the Dream Top by Memoir Patterns. And if you can see, I also added a piping detail to it right here. It was my first time adding piping to anything, and it was so fun. I just used a really thick yarn, like a worsted, maybe not bulky, I think it was like a worsted weight yarn as the piping cord in it, and yeah, added this piping with this contrasting electric blue. I love the color combo of this one. So this was another one. I know I'm missing one more. That's 4 tops, but I thought I did one more. Trusty Instagram. Oh yes, I made the perennial blouse by Sewn with Grit Patterns, and that one turned out super cute as well. It's a very cropped top, but it comes just to the top of my jeans on a pair of like mid-rise to high-waisted, because I'm short-waisted, pair of jeans, so it's the perfect length for me. I'm 5'8", and yeah, it's a really cute top. I'll insert that one as well. So it's been so successful. I guess I've made 5 tops, and I love them all. I wear them all the time. So I think I'm going to turn it into the year of cute tops rather than the summer of cute tops, because they're just so practical. And I will say that the tops that I've made in the past have also got an incredible amount of wear in my wardrobe. I do just reach for them because they go so well with jeans. So if it's a jeans day and I want to be cuter than wearing a striped t-shirt, then I can just throw on a cute top. So that's been very successful. I've been doing a lot of that this summer. I've also been on a major quilting binge. I've just been so in love with making quilts this year. After I finished the peanut butter quilt, did I ever show that to you guys? Maybe I didn't, because I don't think I did, because I'm pretty sure I was in the process of binding that quilt, or like selecting a binding color in the last video that I posted on YouTube. So it's getting dark now and I want to do that justice, so I will be sure to show you that quilt tomorrow. But the peanut butter quilt is, I think, probably my favorite quilt that I have ever made. There's just something about it, the pink for one, and it's just such a fun color palette, and I think the match of pattern to fabric is just perfect with that one. It's the perfect weight. I love the long arm panto that I chose for it. It's so, everything about it is just great. We keep it on the quilt. We use it there like pretty much every night. Like if it's chilly and we have like the windows open, then we're snuggling under that quilt. So it's already getting so much use. So I really love, I'm looking over there because that's where it is and I can see it from here, and it just brings me so much joy. I absolutely love that quilt. So that project really sent me on a domino effect, a rabbit hole, if you will, of quilting projects, and I've just been really making a ton of them this year, mostly for gifts. I don't know what it is with me and quilts and gifting. I feel like I think I have gifted more quilts than I've actually kept for myself. But it just so happens that 3 of my close friends and family are pregnant this year, so I've been making mostly baby quilts, so I'll show you those now. I have made absolutely no secret of any of these projects, and anybody who follows my Instagram, including the friends and family in question, have seen it, so I think it's honestly more fun sometimes to like watch the process of the quilt coming together more than it is to like have it be a surprise. I think it just, I don't know, the anticipation of watching it come together I think is probably fun for them, so I didn't like hide my stories from them or anything. But this is the first one, and in it I based this castle. It kind of looks like Magnetiles, if you're familiar, like the kids' toys Magnetiles. It looks like a Magnetile castle, but it's based off of a old, I want to say like 2013 Walt Disney poster that I turned into a quilt, or I guess a quilt block. And then I have framed it with various 16 patches that are Liberty and William Morris fabrics. The lighting in here is atrocious because it's like showing through, but yeah, it's so pretty. So I just made a bunch of 16 patches in William Morris and Liberty fabrics and framed this special central quilt block with those 16 patches. Now, if you are somebody who is interested in getting into quilting, and turn this brightness down just a little bit, if you're somebody who is wants to get into quilting but doesn't know exactly where to start, I made a blog post for Bernina's We All Sew blog as part of my content creation commitments with them, detailing how to make a 16 patch block. So there's a whole in-depth step-by-step tutorial on how to make a 16 patch block, and then of course once you know how to make the block you can just put a bunch of them together or alternate with one solid fabric block. You know, the sky's the limit really. So if you've been wanting to get into quilting, a 16 patch is such an easy and fun way to start, so highly recommend that. I'll leave that blog post linked below. So this is just a quilt top, as you can see. I'm going to be sending it to a fellow Bernina ambassador who she chose the Q24, which is the long arm machine. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. The machine is crazy. And she's going to do the quilting for me as a content contribution for her Bernina stuff. So I told her she could happily, I'll let her quilt this for me. This is the backing fabric. I had to piece it for that quilt because she needs the like extra fabric on the edges to clip to, I don't really know how a long arm works, honestly. I need to like look into it more, but I know you have to have extra fabric on the width of the quilt for the long arm to like attach to, so I had to do some clever piecing because it's a border print fabric with this adorable, really I chose it for these gnomes right here. Aren't they so cute? But it has this like fairy tale element, and I was thinking because I used like a fairy tale castle in the center of this one that this backing fabric would be a super cute choice to use for it. But yeah, I just had to do some clever constructing of the backing piece. So that's this one. I got all of the fabrics for this quilt from Keaton Quilts in Manhattan in New York City. They do have an online shop, I'm pretty sure, and it is a fabulous quilting store. So if you are ever visiting New York and would like to visit a quilt shop, definitely go check out Keaton Quilts. They have like an amazing selection of fabrics. Okay, so the next one is what I'm calling, because I'm going to be posting a tutorial for this quilt top on Bernina's blog at some point, but I have named the quilt Chex Mix because it's kind of like a strip piecing quilt, and it's like mixing checks a lot, and yeah, so I think it's a great name. Somebody helped me come up with that, and it's just a very colorful quilt top. I made up the design based on, I had a Pinterest board full of inspiration for just these really cool bright color combos, and so I designed in Illustrator this quilt top design. I came up with it on my own and pieced it together. It's so simple, like I said, because it's mostly done via strip piecing, so it's really quick, except for this section right here, which is 1/2 inch strips in a finished size. So this part did take some time, but the rest of it came together so quickly, and I think the recipient is going to love it. It's so fun. It's definitely one of those Marmite, as they say, kind of quilts, like either you love it or you hate it, but this generated so much interest on Instagram. You guys were dying for me to turn it into a tutorial, so I will be doing that. There were lots of suggestions to name it like circus, or you know, like the TV error bars back in the day, like all the rainbow colors, like something to that effect. But I saw someone suggested Chex Mix, and I thought that was such a cute, fun name. So that's this second quilt that I have here. And then the backing fabric for that one is really, because the front is like so loud, I'm doing the backing fabric in this very muted, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell, but it's got like a celestial pattern on it, which is perfect for her. And I have found via my own baby, originally I thought, oh, maybe it was a mistake making a baby quilt in such light fabrics, it's just going to get dirty. But it turns out that babies spit up a lot, as you may or may not know, and spit up is usually white or cream, and light color fabrics hide that perfectly. Dark color fabrics, like most of my wardrobe, do not hide that perfectly. So if you're making a baby quilt, despite what you might be inclined to think, light colored fabrics are actually a really good choice for them, or at least they were for my very spitty baby. And then last but certainly not least, so I mentioned I've been having a moment with the block prints. I really love them, and I saw them on Blackbird's Instagram. They like showed off this amazing reel with all of the incredible fabrics that they just got in, and I'm like, oh, that would make such a great quilt, like all of them together. But Blackbird has a 1/2 meter minimum required order, and there were like, I don't know, 25-ish or so that I wanted to get, so I'd be way overbuying for just a baby quilt. But I rationalized it to myself, girl math, that I can make a baby quilt for my friend, because this is for one of my best friends in the entire world. I can make a baby quilt for her, but then use the leftovers to make a quilt for myself. So that's what I told myself, and that's what I did, and I did buy all of them, and I've also made clothes out of some of it as well, so it all worked out. And she's loved the quilt so much, because again, I've been posting it on Instagram, and so she could see every step of the way. She's loved it so much that she's even planning like her nursery around it to some degree, which is such a compliment and just such a testament to how beautiful and special these fabrics are. Again, all of them, not the sashing, but all of the fabrics that you see in here were like printed by hand. How amazing is that? I just think that's so cool. So this is the quilt. It's quite a large one compared to the other one. It's almost twin size, but not quite. And I have alternated 16 patch blocks with sawtooth stars. And I just think they turned out so incredible. I love it so much. So yeah, so I took not all the fabrics that I bought, but I created a palette of like 10 different ones that I thought looked good together. And went with those and paired them together and used those same pairings. So I took 10 fabrics and paired one set of 5 with another set of 5 and kept those pairings together. So like wherever you see this fabric and this fabric together, they're always together in the entire quilt, whether it's a 16 patch or whether it's a sawtooth star. And I think that kind of helps make the quilt a little less chaotic. Even so, when I finish all of the blocks, my original intention was to just put them all together, but when I aligned them side by side, it was feeling very overwhelming. So I thought, you know what, I don't generally go for sashing in quilts, but this is a pattern that I think definitely could use it just to tone down the overall effect. And I just think it turned out so beautiful. I really love it. So that's the last one. There's no real pattern for this, by the way. It's just like 16 patches in sawtooth stars, or they've been around since the beginning of time when people have been making quilts, I feel. So if you just look up a tutorial for a 16 patch, either the one that I've made on Bernina and then a tutorial online for a sawtooth star, then you'll be good to go. But yeah, so those are the 3 baby quilts that I've made. Like I said, I have been very busy with sewing this summer, basically in any of my spare time. Oh, and the backing fabric, I'm just using this Swiss dot right here, which ended up being a perfect choice because the fabrics are not quilting cottons in these ones. They are quilting cottons in the other two. It's either a cotton voile or a cotton batiste. I can't remember. Maybe it's neither. I don't know. It'll be in the description box because I'll try to link to the block print fabrics, but at any rate, the Swiss dot was a much closer like fabric weight to the fabrics of the block prints. So I decided to go for the Swiss dot, and I'm going to use that on the backing fabric as well. So all three of those quilts, I need to mail them to my fellow Bernina ambassador friend. Her name is Jen. You can follow her, a quilting jewel. I'll leave her Instagram links down below if you're interested in following her, but I'm going to be sending those to her for quilting, and then she's going to quilt them and send them back. So yeah, it'll be great. We're going to collaborate on that together. It's going to be fun. What? Where are you going? So yes, it has been a very, very busy summer of sewing, not just these quilts, but I've also, like I said, been making the tops and just interspersing other projects for Crowley in there as well. And yeah, so right now I'm working on a skirt project. It's inspired by, I'm 90% sure that this skirt is definitely, this McCall's pattern is definitely designed to be a dupe of a Chloe skirt. I'm sewing view A right here. So it's this mini skirt that has these godet panels in the side, these like flounces. And yeah, I'm 90% sure that this is meant to be designed as a Chloe dupe skirt. It looks very Chloe coded, which is a luxury fashion designer in case you're not aware. And I'm sewing it in this gorgeous kind of toffee brown tencel twill. It's really, really nice fabric. Yeah, super soft and gorgeous, and it's gonna make this really nice flowy skirt. Here is where I am at with that. I've sewn most of the front. I did the fly, I've sewn these front panels, and then I've sewn the front half of the godet. The godets are constructed in like a really interesting way. It's like technically a godet that's split into a front half and a back half, and then you sew the front half to the front side, and then you sew the back half of the godet to the back side of the skirt, and then they meet at the side seams. So it's an interesting construction. It's fun. I wish I had a matching zipper. I guess it doesn't really matter because you can't see it, but I have a black zipper. It's really bothering me in here. But on the upside, I do have matching serger cones because I have bought, if it's going to focus, I have bought a lot of brown serger cones because I have a lot of denim projects in the works, and I thought having like that traditional golden brown color to use for serger thread would be a nice touch to add to those projects. So I have matching serger thread, which is nice. So yeah, I finished the front half and I'm about to get started on the back half of this project, I think, or maybe the pockets for this. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't read ahead in the instructions yet. Okay, I've just been chit-chatting away to you for I don't know how many minutes now, so I'm going to stop talking your ear off and work on my skirt project a little more this evening. So hopefully, maybe I could finish it this weekend. I don't know, we'll see.
What do you think about those peppers and some eggs tomorrow?
That sounds delicious. I love this plan.
Oh my god.
You guys, Andrew just ate some extremely...
I am dying.
extremely spicy food. I am 100% confident that if I had to enter a spicy eating contest, I would not even bat an eyelash. My tolerance for spice, it's next level.
She brags, but she's hardcore.
I am extremely hardcore about spice. I do not joke about this. Andrew has like gotten more spice tolerant over the years. You're not into like mild stuff necessarily. You can tolerate it.
I don't think I was before, but like meeting you forced me to level up.
Level up or die eating my food. Anyway, he got some takeout from a Chinese place today. What's it called?
Sean.
Sean?
Yes.
How's it spelled?
S-H-A-N.
S-H-A-N. Sean. And it's like a Szechuan place.
I don't know if it is a...
It tastes like Szechuan.
There's Szechuan
spice
peppercorns, but...
It's not your like American Chinese takeout for sure. They have that on their menu apparently, according to him. I haven't been there yet, but it's got a lot of like the Szechuan peppercorn flavor. It's really good. It's like the kind of Chinese food I like. And it's delicious.
Have sweet and sour chicken.
Yeah, no sweet and sour chicken varieties there. But Andrew got some like tofu and peppers Szechuan thing, and it was delicious. But I took a little bite and I was like, wow, I'm surprised you can handle this. And he's like dying.
I'm a wizard. I don't have time to be married.
Working on my skirt project. Crowley is napping. Andrew is finishing up his painting. That was really fast. My brown shirt is making a very brown on brown moment, and against my better judgment I am trying this on before inserting the waistband. However, because I don't want it to stretch out, it fits perfectly. I'm so excited about it. The only thing is I put a lot of effort, not a lot, it really was not that much effort actually, but I did put some effort into making the godets more voluminous in the skirt, and I'm not really sure that you can tell. I added like 4 inches of volume to them, but yeah, it's still a cute skirt. I still like it. I'm not finished yet. I have to add the waistband, the carriers, aka belt loops, and I need to hem it. Yeah, it's turning out really well. I love the color. It's very on trend for the season. Brown is just in like every trend report of fall and winter fashion. So yeah, I think it's really pretty. Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Sunday, and we are headed to go get some cold brew because we are out in the house. Sad times. Our favorite coffee shop in our neighborhood is closing, or has closed actually, and we're super bummed about it because all the other ones in the neighborhood are either like crack, they're so strong, or the one that we're going to now has a very aesthetically beautiful shop, but I just don't like the coffee as much as I liked the other one. So
shh, it'll hear you.
I know, they're like, well, I don't want, what if somehow they like watch us? I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, you know, like it's okay, it's just not as good as the other one that we really loved. So that's a bummer, but the employees were kind of like, we were there all the time because we were bringing our cold brew carafe, and they called Andrew the cold brew guy because Andrew was the one that was in there most of the time. And so we made friends with their employees, and one of them works in a nearby wine bar that just opened, so they got a new job there, and they gave us the recipe last night for the cold brew so we can make it ourselves, which yeah, so I would love to start making it ourselves again, but it was just never as good as whatever they were doing, so now I know what they are doing. Daytime, as you saw. Their coffee is, yeah, like I said, it's just okay, but the inside is very aesthetic. I feel like, you guys remember Kinfolk magazine back in the day? I used to be like, oh my gosh, such a Kinfolk fangirl. I bought every single magazine. I collected Kinfolk magazine sometime, or I collected old issues of Kinfolk magazine once I like discovered it. I think I got my first issue sometime around like the 6th one, I want to say, like 5 or 6, and then I went back and bought old issues of it on eBay and stuff like that. But yeah, if you're familiar with Kinfolk, then you'll probably know what I'm saying when I'm even bringing this up about that place. I can imagine that Daytime Coffee would be easily like a feature within Kinfolk magazine. It's definitely got that vibe and aesthetic that they strive for, like the community aspect and the plants. I don't know, the chalkboard, there's just so much that gives the Kinfolk vibe. Would you agree? Do you know what I'm talking about even when I say that?
I know.
I've kept all my old issues too, and sometimes I do just like to look at them because they are really beautiful and inspirational, but maybe a little too aspirational, honestly. It's a little...
They're like a polished millennial aesthetic.
Yeah, it's like unattainable, and honestly was not very like inclusive in its earlier issues too. They made strides later on, but yeah, I don't know. So it definitely had its problems, but I do think that the magazine was very beautiful, and I just love bougie aesthetic magazines in general. I used to buy them a lot, like when I first moved to New York. Really, like when I first got my start on YouTube, that was the height of my bougie magazine era. Hello everyone, we are out on an adventure right now. We're in the car, we just left IKEA. I found the perfect storage solution for all of my Big 5 patterns. I have been like waiting for the right size box to come along to store them all in because I have quite a few and I've been purchasing quite a few. We'll talk more about that later. And I need a storage solution for them, but unfortunately finding boxes that are like suitable to patterns is I don't want them to be that much bigger than the pattern like dimensions itself, because then that's just wasteful of space. And IKEA just came out with a box that is like the perfect size. So we just left IKEA and I bought like 20 of them, which is way more than I need, but they were pretty inexpensive. And this way, if I like buy more patterns in the future, then I like don't have to worry about if I'm going to be able to get them or not. I know they match, I like the color, etc. So we just left IKEA. Now we're getting some lunch somewhere in Red Hook, which is a neighborhood in Brooklyn, and then after that we're going to be going grocery shopping.
Right, she's doing it because it's good for his business.
Hello, we are home from our outing. As I mentioned, we went to IKEA. We got some lunch at this really, what was the name of the lunch place, Andrew? I don't know, I can't remember. He's gonna look it up for me real fast. And the grocery store. So now Curly is taking a little nap and I'm going to put together some of these boxes and I'll show you just how perfect they are for pattern boxes. I'll be sure to link them down below. The Good Fork. It was really good. It's in a neighborhood called Red Hook in Brooklyn. We love that neighborhood. Love it. Basically, if we could take Red Hook, pick it up, and drop it somewhere else that's not New York City with land, that would be like the ideal. Red Hook, just as a neighborhood, would be the ideal downtown area of wherever we move to in the future. We still, yes, have plans for moving, but just haven't found the right thing yet. So yeah, it is what it is. It's a slow process. So I thought I would show you, here are some Big 4 patterns and they fit perfectly horizontally. I couldn't find any that fit like the portrait orientation of them, like nothing that fit perfectly without excess space. And like I said, I really wanted these to fit as perfectly and snugly as they could. But this way on the horizontal, they fit perfectly. So I'll leave these boxes linked below if, like me, you need a storage solution for these. My plan is to get like actually Andrew just bought one because apparently we're old now, but he bought a label maker. And so I think I'll just use different boxes for different kind of pattern types. So like baby patterns in one, dresses in another, tops in another, you know, and I know that patterns often have more than one type of garment in them, but I'll probably just sort it by like whichever makes the most sense. So yes, love these, very excited about this purchase. So this brings me to my next topic of conversation, Big Five patterns more broadly. I have been on a spree of buying Big Five patterns, all of them on very deep discount. And you may or may not have heard, DGA, Design Group of America, who owns Big Five patterns, Simplicity, McCalls, Butterick, Vogue, and Nomi, they filed for bankruptcy. It's kind of unclear what is going on. All I know is DGA filed for bankruptcy, and the Simplicity website has just been having sale after sale after sale after sale after sale. Like, they have sales a lot, don't get me wrong, but it's usually not like back to back to back to back to back like this. And so I do not want to cause a panic order on the internet, but all I'm saying is I love Big Five patterns. I love to sew with them just as much as I love to sew indie patterns. But the reason that I love Big Five patterns just as much as I like indie patterns, which I think a lot of people would find strange because like the instructions, yes, are not great, and the sizing can be weird if you like don't know what to look for or like how to select a size, because you can't use the pattern envelope to determine your size, that's for sure. So the thing about Big Five patterns though that I really do like is that I find that often the patterns are just more complex than what is available on the indie market. And that's not to say all indie patterns are super basic, but on the whole, I do think that Big Five patterns are like I said, more advanced, more complex than indie patterns are. So that's why I like Big Five patterns so much more. Again, I don't want to make like a blanket statement of indie patterns. I love indie patterns and I buy a lot of those too. But yeah, that's like why I like Big Five patterns so much. So I, on these sales that are just like sale after sale after sale, have been snapping up a lot of these patterns so that I can have them in case like the tissue paper patterns go away altogether for some reason, because I don't know what's happening. So yeah, that's the story. I've been buying these all on deep discount, and a lot of them honestly, just because I want to make sure I get the patterns that I really want. I just like haven't made time for or needed, not that I need any of these, I guess, but I am kind of a collector of these as much as anything else. So yeah, that's the story with Big Five patterns. As you can see, I am in the kitchen. I have taken a pause on putting together boxes because I put together 6 and I feel like I should stop there, see how many more I need so that I don't end up with a ton of boxes put together that I don't actually need yet. So I'm in the kitchen making this week's bread, and I say this week's because I have become very bougie. Not bougie. I've just like really gotten addicted to having my morning breakfast with homemade bread, and I've kind of just found a way to incorporate it into my Sunday afternoon routine. So once we come home from the grocery, then I just go ahead and get the bread going. I've posted this recipe time and time again on this channel. I'll put it in the description box again for you. It is the easiest bread to make. The only thing is that you do need a Dutch oven that is oven safe up to 450 degrees. That's really like the only special thing that you need, and it's just so easy to do. You do have to be home for a few hours, but it's not like active cooking. It's really just mixing the stuff up and letting it rise. So you just have to be home, you know, to put it in the oven once it's done rising. But yeah, it's a super easy recipe and I love it. You really can't go wrong. I have a helper in case you couldn't hear that. So I've added my 450 grams of flour. Now I'm mixing in 2 teaspoons of salt. Okay, and my dough is put together. Basically what you need to know is that the dough that you have before it starts rising should not be kneadable. It's like pretty wet. So if it looks like this consistency, you've done the right thing. And then once it's done rising and you're about to put it into your Dutch oven on your parchment paper, I like to add other seasonings to it as well. I add garlic powder, onion powder, and caraway seed. Those are like my 3 favorites to put in bread, and I think it just turns out so delicious. So yeah, if you want a really easy bread recipe, no kneading required, give this one a go. Hello everybody, it's Tuesday. I am eating my lunch, so I thought I would show you what I made because you guys know I love a really good salad, and this one is delicious. There is this account on Instagram called Star Infinite Food. She just has, if you like really veggie forward or saucy kinds of recipes or dressings kinds of things, then you should definitely follow her account. Every single recipe I've made from her has been a 10 out of 10. In terms of flavor. She just cooks with flavors that I really like, but this is just like a broccoli salad. It's roasted broccoli, roasted red pepper, and then it has rinsed cannellini beans, raw thinly sliced red onion, toasted almonds, and then this really amazing like lemon caper parmesan dressing. It is really good, very simple, very delicious, and yeah, I've been eating this for the week so far. It's, yeah, amazing. 2 things that I for sure want to update you on. I finished folding, I guess, the boxes that I need for my Big 5 pattern storage. I'm so happy with how they turned out. I sorted them all into the boxes. And then let's show you the peanut butter quilt right now. Let's just do that right now. Here is how she turned out. Isn't it absolutely incredible? Oh, I love it. I started this quilt right before I gave birth to Crowley. Finished it honestly not long after that. Sent it off to be quilted to the long armor that I've been using for a few quilts now. I'm really happy with her work. I'll definitely keep using her in the future. I'll leave her linked below. Her name is Julie Hirt, H-I-R-T. Yeah, she does incredible work. And I'm just so pleased with how this quilt turned out. The pantograph that I used, this like swirly one, I did it on a really large scale. It's called Hippie Dippie Oval. The thing about the peanut butter quilt that's really nice is that because it is a free pattern, it's also a really popular pattern. And so I had the benefit of seeing many different panto choices for the quilting, and I saw the Hippie Dippie Oval used in someone else's, and I was like, that's the one. And I'm so glad that I could do that because I'm not sure I would have arrived at that choice if I was just looking at the panto designs online. So yeah, I'm really glad that I got to see so many examples and pick one out that I wanted to use for my own quilt. This fabric right here, and I guess it's all sashing technically, but this was a set that I bought, and it was a collaboration between the house that Lars built and Fableism, and it's just such a cool, I love it. Yeah, I don't know, I just really love the colors in it. It's really cheerful and happy, and when I was at Keaton Quilts picking out the background color, something about the pink just spoke to me. It is Kona cotton in the candy pink colorway, and it just sets off the design of these other fabrics from the Fat Quarter bundle perfectly, in my opinion. So it's just such a cheerful, happy quilt. I used like a golden mustard color for the binding, and then the back is actually Rifle Paper Company in this like bananas print. I just thought that that was really fun. So it's like a peanut butter and bananas quilt. Something that I think is really interesting is that my quilt style and my clothing style are quite different in that my quilting style has a lot more range than my clothing style does. I'm much more narrow with the things I like to wear versus like my quilting style encompasses so many more like fabric colors, prints, stuff like that. I'm much more open to experimentation and loudness with quilts, much more like playful and experimental, I would say, versus my fashion, as you can see by this top, because I made this top as well, tends to be more in like the neutrals arena or like classic clothing. I still really love classic quilt patterns as well. Like even the quilt that I made for Crowley was a double Irish chain. So I still love classic quilt patterns for sure. But with quilts, I'm much more likely to like go outside of the box with louder, more experimental colors. And I just think this is one of the most dopamine inducing quilts ever. And before I even had like finished binding it, it wasn't even bound yet, it was just trimmed, and it was still on the couch and we were already using it. And we use this quilt pretty much every day. It just stays on the couch, folded up, and every night we unfold it, Andrew and I, and we just like cuddle under this quilt. So yeah, I really, really love it, and I would highly recommend the pattern. Like I said, it's a free pattern, the Peanut Butter Quilt by Handmade June, I believe. I'll put all of the links in the description so you can check it out for yourself. But yeah, I'm so pleased with how it turned out. I need to take some like official photos with it outdoors or something like that. But yeah, it's so pretty. I love it. I love how it turned out. One other thing that I want to mention before I put the peanut butter quilt away is the binding on it. I used this new to me technique of using like, I think a 3-step stitch, a half blind stitch, or so, I can't remember the name of it. I don't know. I got the idea from the Bernina blog from Julie B. Sews, and I decided, oh, that looks cool. I'll try that out. And I love the effect. I used the machine, but I love how it gives like a hand-stitched look to a binding, even though I did it on the machine and it was much faster. So I'll leave that tutorial linked below, and I also made like a demo of how I did it on my Instagram as well, so I'll leave both posts linked below. But yeah, it turned out really well, and I think I'll definitely be using that method in the future as well. So in other exciting news, I am almost finished with my Chloe-inspired skirt, and I think it's turning out really, really beautiful. The only thing I have left is to do a button up here, but I think instead of a button as the instructions call for, I'm gonna do like a bar slider tack thing, not a bar tack, but like the bar with the little clip situation so that I can keep it invisible up here. But that's literally the last thing I have to do. As you can see, I didn't use my brown serger threads for the first one, and I was like, oh yeah, I have this brown serger thread, let me go switch it out. So there's one seam in the center front that uses the white serger thread. But anyway, the other triumph of this project, oh my god, where have I been not using band roll? I'm hoping that you guys have heard of this so that you can also do incredible things. If you don't know what it is, band roll is this material. It kind of feels like horsehair braid. It's not horsehair braid, it's different. But it comes like fully woven the whole way across, and you can take a seam ripper to rip out the vertical threads as deep as you want your hem to be. So I have like a really small hem. This is probably like 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. You use this to get a baby hem, like a really nice looking baby hem, and that's how mine turned out. It was my first time using it, so I feel like there is still some room for improvement, but overall this was such an easy method and I really recommend it. Basically, you just take the band roll and with the frayed edge, sew it right sides together to the right side of your project, only on top of the frayed part, and then you flip it to the inside, and when you flip it to the inside, then you stitch again to secure the stitching. And because the threads on it are loose on the side, you can just pull it right out when you're done. It's so satisfying. But yeah, so band roll, look into it, it's incredible. Now I don't have the button or the bar inserted yet, but I figure while we're in this show and tell portion of the video, I would show you what the skirt looks like. I'm calling it finished for this video. I just need to insert, like I said, that little bar, but yeah, I think it turned out quite cute. So now that I have mostly finished that skirt, I am kind of like in a finishing mood before I look to my stack of patterns over here to decide what I want to make next. I have been working a while ago, or at least I started it a little while ago, on the Bella top by Lizzie Studio or something like that. I'll put it in the description box, but basically this is a top or a dress pattern with a few different variations. And I'm really attracted to the design of it. However, this top is kind of an experiment for me because it is an off-shoulder, like a draped off-shoulder top. And I've never really talked about this before, but the feeling of things like slipping off of me, like if a blanket is slipping off of me on the couch, or if I'm like holding too many grocery bags and they're like falling off my shoulders or out of my hands, the feeling of things slipping off of me induces this like rage in me. I can't describe it. I'm sure this sounds really weird, or maybe there are others like you or others like me out there. But just that feeling of things slipping off of me, I don't love that feeling sensorial, like from a sensations perspective. So I'm actually not sure if when I finish this off-shoulder one-sided top, if it's gonna feel, you know, like uncomfortable or like trigger those like feelings of me, like things slipping off of me. I'm not sure. So this top is kind of an experiment, but it is actually a relatively quick sew, and every single project that I've seen on Instagram, I just think it looks so chic and so beautiful, and I love the look of the top. So I decided to sew one and use this as an experiment, and this way I'll know for future off-shoulder patterns if it's something that could work for me or not. So we'll see. Maybe it's like if it's anchored to the one shoulder, it will feel fine and it won't be a big deal. I don't know. We'll see. So it's going to be an experiment. Anyway, so I put the project aside because I didn't have a matching zipper and I wanted to order one. So I did order this light blue one from Mood to use in it. It's still not like exactly matching, but it's close enough. It'll be fine. So I was waiting for that zipper to come in, and I had set the project aside for a while, and now that it's in, I would like to finish it. And I'm excited because on my Bernina, I have an invisible zipper foot, and I've never had an invisible zipper foot before. I've only sewn in zippers using zipper feet that are like a zipper foot, a regular zipper foot, or other feet to try to achieve the look. Even though I've used invisible zippers before, I've not used an invisible zipper foot, and I have that foot now with this machine. So I'm really excited to give that a try and see how it goes, because apparently it just makes the process like super easy. So I'm looking forward to giving that a try. So before I move on to another step, I thought I would show you the results of the invisible zipper insertion using the invisible zipper foot. Oh my god, this looks so good. I can't believe I never bought an invisible zipper foot before. It's crazy. This just looks like a seam. It is perfection the way that that foot installs it. So I just have to say, if you don't have an invisible zipper foot, you need one. Hello everybody, I'm in the craft room still. It is sometime later, but I feel like this video is long enough for sure by now. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate my interactions with every single one of you. You just make my life so rich and lovely, honestly. So thank you so much for being here and for watching and for being my friend. I'm very grateful for all of you. So I'm going to end this vlog here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. I hope you have a great week. Bye.